Rajasthan and Bengaluru playing tomorrow. A Rajasthan team that is coming on the back of 4 losses and a rained-out game, and an RCB team that is coming on the back of 6 green lights. This is just... It's a turnaround for the ages, man. It really is. Do you want to be playing the Bangalore team in this mood that they're in?
No, but it's, the Rajasthan Royals, at least they got the rained off game, so it wasn't 5 losses going into this game. So it wasn't as disastrous as it could have been. They're the form team. They've got pretty much everything right. They found a bowling combination that seems to be working. Siraj has found a bit of rhythm, a bit of form at the top of the innings. Lockie Ferguson down the back end, they found a little bit of a space for him. So Glenn Maxwell, in his game back, he did well with the ball and the bat, little cameo. Virat's playing great. Faf got runs in the last game. Patidar's in incredible form. And obviously Yash Dayal held his nerve at the back end. So you have to say, if you put both squads together, the RCB team, and I think it'd be the same team that played the last game, there's more of the RCB team in form than if you looked at the Rajasthan Royals team. And even though it's good on paper, Sanju Samson's in decent form, Ryan Parag's in decent form, Trent Bolt's okay. There's not many in great form, so you'd have to fancy the RCB team on current form.
Yeah, it's been quite crazy because the month of May, I don't know if they've got some tarot cards read or something that's happened, because the month of May has just been completely the opposite for both these teams, because Voni's got a point that they were all in form. They were actually all in sync, and as we always say, they were playing with what I call the Gujarat model of cricket. Till April. There were different people putting their hand up in different games. They were all taking them across the line. And then it just kind of fell apart the last 4 or 5 games.
And I think there are 2-3 things. I mean, one is that top of the order, Jaiswal was not consistent. Butler started well, then sort of tailed off a bit. And therefore, you had 3 and 4 scoring runs. But what had happened is their 5, 6 and 7, Hetmeyer going has been a huge blow to them. And I think their largest blow has been the fact that you have not got an effective performance from somebody who's your centerpiece, which is your bowler. I mean, in not having those two in form, not having Ashwin in form and not having Chahal in form is a huge blow for them.
Yeah, Chahal started so brilliantly. And then again, I think that Chahal's kind of plateauing has been
it's mirrored
by Rajasthan's plateauing as well.
Yeah, and you look at the pitch they're going to be playing on. If it's a similar pitch tomorrow night, spin hasn't really had much of a say. So Ashwin and Chahal, it's not really conducive to the spin bowlers. It's more about the pace, bit of swing up front. Trent Bolt will be a big player. Tomorrow night, as we saw from Mitchell start tonight, with a little bit of shape, he's always got a threat. And if he can get a knock over Virat, Virat with the ball coming back, world class that he is, legend that he is, anyone's vulnerable to that ball if you get a bit of late shape into the likes of Faf and Virat Kohli. And that's all it takes. It takes a little bit of magic from Trent Bolt right at the get-go of the game, and Rajasthan will get those feelings of April again.
Yeah.
May they've got to forget, but they're still in May, so it's a bit of a concern for them. They've got to kind of pretend that they're back in April. Look, Josh Butler's a massive loss.
Yeah.
He's a huge loss. I spoke about it earlier. He should be here. He should be playing. Tom Kohli-Cadmore looks like he'll replace him at the top of the order. He's dangerous. He's a dangerous player, he's a destructive player, certainly back home in the domestic white ball T20 Blast or the 100, he's a quality hitter, but whether he can do it under this radar of spotlight of pressure, we'll have to wait and see, but I think it will take a bit of magic from Trent Bolt.
I have one other point, that given what the game was today and what the conditions were like, toss is going to be really important.
Oh yeah.
The toss is going to be a huge factor.
Chase.
And especially, and chase, and if you have 2 spinners, if Ashwin and Chahal have to bowl with, the ball that soppy, they're going to get nothing out of it at all.
Yeah.
At least if the ball is, if they bowl in the afternoon, before the dew really sets in, in the evening before the dew really sets in, they have a bit of a chance because the boundaries are at least decent size.
And it might be even that you're smart to realise that bowling Ashwin and Chahal early in the innings.
Yep.
Because the ball, as we saw tonight, even in the first innings by the back end, the little rover... His tyres were getting wet down about 14th over onwards. It was the camera on. It was starting to get a bit dewy. So it might be that you have to kind of load up your spinners early so they can get a little bit of a grip on it.
I remember Haydos' reaction also. Indignant. But the curator told us there'll be no dew. And he was like sopping. He was mad.
He said, we've been done dirty by the pitch curator. Yeah, it's crazy though. I mean, I'm guessing that obviously these teams would have been there for a couple of days.
Exactly.
Hyderabad.
I would say that, these teams, they have everything.
Yeah.
They have every ounce of every number. Surely one of the most important aspects of your preparation is to have someone down on the ground the night before you're playing to sleep there. Sleep there. Tell us exactly what's happening.
And see if you wake up wet.
At the change of innings, at exactly, you're starting at 7:30, so it's not going to change.
Yeah.
The forecast was never going to rain, so surely you have someone there the night before, and maybe they did and it was dry. We don't know that, but I think these kind of things are so important for what you do the day after.
Huge call.
You have to get those decisions right.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of this whole dew factor coming into play, but that's a discussion.
Where's that spray? They used to have spray, didn't they?
Yeah, you keep talking about the
Where
spray,
is
but
it?
you never told me which spray it
I
is.
don't know, but I heard, they sprayed the ground, it'd be fine. What,
Tried it about 3-4 years
I
back.
told them spray, they started spraying it with water.
putting deodorant on.
Put cologne on the ball. But if you look at both these teams, doubt if there's going to be any changes. I mean, the other day you knew that Tom...
Kohler Cadmore.
Thank you. Kohler Cadmore was going to play, but that game was rained out. So, yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be any changes coming in here. Yeah, I mean, I've had my...
They could do with a bit of Sandeep as well, couldn't they? He's had that one performance in Mumbai where he got 5 for 18.
Yeah, I think obviously
Bit of
Chahal
magic.
is not there and he doesn't seem to be in the 11. He'll definitely be there.
No, that was because that was
the
their
bowling batting
batting.
team.
That was
That's
their
their
bat because
batting.
they'd chosen to bat. So that was their batting 11. And he was the impact sub. So he was not going to field. All right. I don't think these two teams would be making any changes. The only thing that Rajasthan would like to change is just their run of reds that they have on their name. Turn that into green. And they'd want to be changing RCB's green light into red tomorrow.
Doesn't this remind you of those maths problems that you have? One man was coming from the top of the hill, coming downwards. One guy was going from the bottom of the hill, going upwards. They meet after 1 hour. What is the distance?
This sounds like a very romantic story.
It's not romantic.
Your mathematical problem's also very romantic. I like it.
I wish.
It's very sweet. They spent a moment together. They looked at the sunset. They had a glass of wine. Their cheeks brushed against each other. They realized they'd never see each other again. Solve for X. I'll tell you what, they're both each other's X because they're never going to see each other again. All right, player to watch out for from both teams. One of these teams is going to be X tomorrow.
I'm going to go for Rajasthan, Trent Bolt.
Trent Bolt for Rajasthan.
I think he's going to have a night out. And I'm going to go for Glenn Maxwell. I think a bit of Maxi for the RCB.
Nice. That's a left field choice. Well done.
I'm going to go with Jaiswal because I think if they do anything, he needs to come good. So he's really important to them. And on the other hand, I'm looking at, again, a batter who I think has been responsible for their change in form, Rajat Patidar. Him being there is being a change. He's been a change agent for RCB, definitely.